Hey, welcome back to the Infamous Podcast. This is Brian.
This is Darryl.
And this episode 502, Fallout, the Maid, and the Fire Are Him. That's a lot. It's just a jumbled
That is a lot, yeah.
It's a whole jumbled up thing of what we're talking about. But I have exciting news for you about
Exciting?
Maid. Yes. So somewhere along the line, I'm going to blame one specific game. It's a game called Ghost of Tsushima. I have become a completionist, apparently, in video games.
Did you platinum?
So I did 100% of that. I went back and finished like the last little bit of Jedi Survivor that I needed to grab. I did the Spider-Man remaster 100%. And then since I'm off this week, today I did 100% of the Black Cat DLC.
Okay.
So now, okay. So some of you who might be new to listening, before Jedi Fallen Order, I had not, and I did not complete that game 100%. I think I finished like 45%. What the lowest possible finishing was to actually just do the whole story. I don't think I did a single side mission in that game. I had not completed a game where I finished the main story in years. Maybe actually that's not true. Yeah, actually that was true because the last game that I completed the story on was the Uncharted game that came with my PS3.
Oh wow,
Tale of
PS3.
Thieves or whatever. Yeah, 3.
Yeah. Wow.
Anyway,
That's a long time.
yeah. So that was that. So, and it all stemmed from my PS3 crashing and not letting me finish Arkham City. So, but I will say this. I love that Spider-Man game. Like I didn't even do Miles Morales 100%, which I might go back and do that one 100% now that I'm just kind of in the New York groove.
In the New York groove
Back
with your football giants.
back in the New York groove. The less said about the New York Football Giants, the best right now. I have been making people very mad online. Shocker, I know. Well, okay. So they're talking about trading Jackson Dart, and not the Giants.
When you say they, you mean fans and podcast, Giants podcast?
No.
Or
like ESPN started this whole thing, and then Colin Cowherd got in on it, and then Giants fans because, half of any like kind of fan base are just mindless automatons, right? Or like maybe we should trade him because Skip Bayless of all people, who we know is retarded, came out and said they should trade Jackson Dart, who is having a record-breaking rookie season with no number one receiver, no number one running back. He's on his second head coach, and the receivers he does have do not have functional hands below their wrists. And he's breaking rookie records. Okay? And now these are people are like, well, maybe we should keep the number one pick if we have it and get Mendoza and trade Jackson Dart for a bounty of picks. Well, that's not how that works. Anyway, plus this is a really weak draft just in general when you look at what's coming out.
well,
Because Dante Moore is going to stay in college.
I mean, he needs to, honestly.
I don't disagree.
He
with
needs
that.
more. He needs more starts.
Yeah, he needs starts, and they will cure him of the very minor footwork issues that he has.
Yeah,
Minor.
So again,
not deal breaker.
Going
yeah.
Again, going back to the whole thing with Jackson Dart, real quick. Again, I know you keep touting the record break. If you see, and again, we've talked about this offline, and this is something Charles Barkley said, and I'm glad he said, he's like, we call these guys busts. And again, we're not talking about Jackson Dart. We're talking about in general, these guys who don't perform their first couple years like busts, where it's like, come on. Sometimes it takes a guy 3 or 4 years to find his groove. Hell, look at Daniel Jones.
Just look
now
at
that
Abdul
he's
Carter,
has a functional.
like just the other like Giants rookie, right? Abdul Carter. They've been calling him a bust into the last 3 weeks when he finally like started to actually try.
It's absolute stupidity when people do that.
Daniel Jones is a great example. But here's the thing: is no one's calling him a bust. It's because
again, when you're saying bust, but it's in the same vein.
Sure.
If you're talking about trading a guy after being his rookie season, who, again, this is not a guy who has been in a game, been out of a game, in a game, out of a game 8 times because of injuries. He's not Anthony Richardson.
He's only been injured once.
And
it was concussion, and like like Skip Bayless, like he's had 5 concussions this year. It's like, no, he went to the tent 5 total times. He got hurt once. He got pulled out.
If he had 5
once.
concussions, he wouldn't be playing.
Dude, no. All right. Here's the thing. You know how many concussions he had in his life before that concussion?
What, 1,
0.
2, 0?
0.
Okay, so
he like they talk about how he plays dangerous and he's reckless. Up until Mike Kafka decided that he was only going to let him throw 13 times in a game, he only had 3 interceptions against 17 touchdown passes in 7 running touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he has been one of the least careless players with the ball all season at the quarterback position.
Again, I haven't heard that, but I think when I hear him being reckless, it's not about his handling of the ball.
It's the fact that he
doesn't get down.
He's a juggernaut.
Which is an absolutely legitimate concern.
Sure.
However,
he's a rookie.
That's not a concern to the point where you would say, okay, let's trade this guy who has shown that he can play quarterback
at a high level. Right now, he's the number 10 ranked quarterback in the NFL as a rookie, playing only 9 games. And that includes the stinker from this past week where he was only allowed to he did not throw a pass until after the 2-minute warning. I'm sorry, no. He threw 1 pass. He didn't have he had 1 completion after the 2-minute warning.
I thought I was mistaken when I texted you and I saw that. I was like, there's no way he's only throwing the ball 3 times.
You should have just seen my face.
I was there's
felt the dark side of the force coming in. Like I almost painted the eye black over my eye.
Yeah, that is a choice. That's like John Harbaugh. Not giving Derrick Henry the ball.
Well, okay, here's the difference. Harbaugh's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Mike Kafka is a fucking loser.
Yeah.
He's been a loser at almost every level. Well, the only reason he has a Super Bowl ring is because of Andy Reid and the Chiefs.
Yeah. No, when you make a dumb decision and questionable decisions, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Burrow. I don't care if you're Bill Belichick. No, you don't. 3 times he was 0 for 3 and it's like that anyway.
Yeah. So, anyway, but no, I don't know. It's like you have a rookie quarterback. Your job is to develop said rookie quarterback. Now I fully believe Brian Dable should have been fired long before he was. But I think Mike Kafka should be fired now. He's going to do something stupid like go out and beat the Raiders.
So I guess you all didn't know this was a New York Football Giants podcast today.
This is me finally get to vent to you about it. So anyway, but yes, no, but here's the thing is I have been replying to people if they trade Jackson wherever he goes, that's who I'm a fan of, and I'm going to do a video of me burning all my Giants shit.
Whoa.
Yeah, as I'm buying new gear from, the Rams or whoever.
Oh, if he got with freaking McVay.
Think about
Oh my goodness.
I mean,
With the weapons McVay has
imagine him throwing to Devontae Adams in the red zone.
and Puka
Ah,
Nacua,
well, Puka just in general, but like
and then have
with with the
and then
way
have the
he's
running
able, yeah,
back.
oh yeah,
I
but
mean,
with
they
the
have
way
good running
Jackson's
backs.
able to use his leg to extend plays,
Yeah.
like kind of better than pretty much anyone in the NFL right now. But yeah, anyway, but so yes, so to summarize, yes, I'm becoming a video game completionist. Fuck you very much, Darryl, and
What's next on the list?
I don't know. I've been playing Madden. Um, but like I don't have the patience to do the franchise mode anymore.
Mhm.
I just want to play games. I don't know. There's a couple games like Dune, the Dune Rising or whatever it's called is supposed to be coming
Awakenings
out.
that comes out.
Awakenings.
Yeah. I cannot wait for The Expanse, but I don't. There's
Well,
no
that
date
yeah,
for that one
but
yet either.
I mean, Dune Awakenings is out. It's just not out on
Yeah.
PS5,
Yeah,
but
it
it's
comes out
coming
next.
soon.
Yeah. Is it first half of the year?
I don't
I'm
know.
not, but I saw that it's coming out
Yeah.
for the PS5.
I mean, I have it on my wish list already. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can tell you it is. It says August 19th, 2025.
Okay.
No, that's not right.
That's when it came out on PC, I
2026.
think.
Yeah, it doesn't really. I don't know. I can't really. It's not readily available as a date, but I like the idea. It's like an Elseworlds Dune story. So
Which is fine. I
yeah,
mean, it's kind of like House of Asher, like when we were talking
yeah.
about
So which I'm
earlier.
I'm definitely gonna watch and give my report back to you. So anyway, all right. So we're going to talk about 3 movies. 2 of them are going to be mini reviews because just we saw them individually, and then we'll talk about him. And in between the mini reviews and him, we're going to talk about Fallout season 2, episode 1, only because I want to talk more about him than I want to talk about Fallout. Not that I didn't enjoy Fallout, but we'll get there. So, all right, Darryl, go ahead and kick it off.
So Avatar Fire and Ash, it's for those who haven't seen the Avatar movies, which there aren't many considering how well they do. You have the conflict between the Na'vi, yeah, and humanity, who in episode 1 in the first movie they were looking for that unobtainium. In the second movie they were
Wait,
looking for the
they
yes,
were
that's what it was called.
looking for something called unobtainium. Is it because it was unattainable?
It was only on Pandora.
Shouldn't it have been called pandemonium?
So, yes, they were looking for unobtainium. I remember when I saw this movie, I saw it in the theaters. I saw all 3 of them in the theaters. When the guy said that, I laughed. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
All right,
So the second
I'm
movie.
actually happier that I haven't seen this.
So the second movie, they were looking for this stuff from these kind of whale creatures to prolong human life. And now in this movie, they've just escalated. They're saying, okay, they need to colonize this place because the Earth is dying. So pretty much the same thing. The one thing this movie does introduce, so Awa is the spirit of the planet of Pandora. We get introduced to a tribe, basically the fire tribe. They have a name, but it's just slipping my mind that they do not worship Awa. They actually are in conflict with Awa because of something that happened in their past. Which it's actually made me more interested because all the Navi aren't working together. These Navi are actually not the greatest people. And they there's with Quaritch back, who's played by Stephen Lang, who is the best part of the movie, his character, who wants to get Spider, who's the only human with Jake has raised him, Jake Sully, because Spider is actually Quaritch's son from another officer that they had we found this out in the second movie. Now, let's get it out of the way. It looks beautiful still, just absolutely stunning. Adding the elements of fire is great, but still, what they do with water in these movies is just second to none. It the fact you look at this and you can't, and again, yes, you can tell obviously with the Navi some things, but water, the way water behaves in this movie is just incredible, and that's the thing that's just not debatable is how great these movies
Is the
look.
second movie
Like,
called The Way of Water?
yes,
So would say the way
so
the
we
water
meet.
moves is
So yeah, so but anyway, like anybody that tells you anything else about the visuals and they say they're not good, it just that's just not true. That's objectively false. Now I got that out of the way. If you've seen Way of Water, you've pretty much seen this movie. Way of Water was different enough from the first Avatar movie because it did introduce the water, basically the water tribe, where Jake and his family went to when they were being chased, and we have more with these individuals as well. The problem with this movie is there are parts of this movie that should make you feel emotional. And I was watching it and realizing I was not connecting with any of these characters. That's not good. Now, and I told you beforehand, I listened to the Critical Drinkers review, and he had a great point. It's like you're on a first date with a very attractive individual, and that first hour, you're wondering, okay, where is this going? But they're attractive enough, you can just small talk that's bad, you can get over it. The second hour, you're like, oh my God, what is this person? What are we? I'm bored out of my mind. This is not interesting. And then the third hour, you're like, why am I still here? And yes, this movie is 3 hours and 17 minutes long,
pass.
which I believe it's the longest of the three so far by probably like 30 minutes, I think. Yes, they could have cut out 45 minutes easy of this movie
Only?
because there's just so much of this. And again, it's not that it's bad, it's just bloated and it's surface level. And we'll talk about some of this stuff when we talk about him. There's a lot of style. There's not a lot of substance to these characters, to the depth of character. Like I said, Stephen Lang's Quaritch is the most interesting one because he's the only one that has that has actually conflict as far as what he wants to do and what he should be doing. And without him, I mean, this again, Avatar is a series that has, and this is going back to the first one. It's not exciting from a standpoint of the narrative, which is fine. I don't mind that. It's just when you have a 3 hour movie and that's still its saving grace is the visuals. After two other movies, after 5+ hours of these movies, and we're still not getting really strong character development. I'll say Zoe Saldana's character. There is a good arc with her. I will say that. Yes, she did have a good arc.
Is James Cameron really known for like good like stories?
Not really.
Like he's known for good visuals. Like Alien
Good
is a better
visuals, good
story than
action.
Aliens, you know.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
Aliens has way more action.
well, Aliens to me, I just find Aliens is a better movie all around. But Aliens,
Alien
you
is a
do
better
need.
movie all around. Is that what you said?
I totally disagree with that. But
No,
Alien,
I was just clarifying.
yeah, 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 you were. But anyway, to your point, I mean, again, we're not having to be like Oppenheimer, like into the weeds or whatever. As far as you don't need to be this super great, amazing writer or what have you. But to your point, yes, he's known for his visuals. He's known for his attention to detail. As if anybody who followed the Titanic movie and the stuff that they did behind the scenes to get everything set up, which is great. I mean, that's great. But I enjoyed it for what it was. I give it a 6.2 out of 10. It's if you like the Avatar movies, go see it. I would actually probably suggest go and see it in 3D. I did not, but 3D of these movies are are incredible. But if you're kind of on the fence, if you're like Brian was with the original Blade Runner, for example, you're not going to like Blade Runner 2049. You're not, if you didn't like the first Avatar movie or the second one, you're not going to like this movie is not going to change your mind.
I liked Blade Runner 2049, and then they killed Batista, and I was out.
Okay. So yeah, 6.2 out of 10. Uh, Impressive visuals, one really good character arc, and actually I would say two good character arcs. The other characters are, I won't say they're wooden because they're not. It's not like they're wooden, and it's not like it's terrible acting. It's more just there's a lot of uninteresting stuff that's why I said you could cut 45 minutes from this movie because tightening this movie up, if this was a 2 hour and 30-minute movie, tightening up some stuff, cutting things out, cutting characters out, I think we have a stronger movie.
Cool.
But again, if you've liked the first two Avatar movies, you're gonna like this one. It's all about the preferences. But yeah, 6.2 out of 10. Final answer.
Final answer. So out of 10, I'm gonna give it a DNF. So actually, thank you for that review. That's very nice. I feel like I don't need to see the movie now.
Honestly, for you, if you haven't seen any of them, right?
Correct.
I would, for you, I think because it was so unique, I would say if you would see any of them, it would be the first one. If you're just talking visuals, the second one, because that's when it's like so much of it is water, which is kind of funny because this third movie ends almost exactly the same way on this big, ship fighting the humans. It's like, did you just cut and paste the final part of Act 3 from the second movie?
I mean,
yes, they did.
He just cut and paste Fern Gully and or cut and paste Fern Gully visuals with Dances with Wolves for the first
and
one?
Mixed up with some of the Avatar, except there's no magic power. Well, actually, I don't know, but yeah, it is what it is. It's I'm curious to see what it does. It only made 88 million. That's down from the 134 I think that the second one made.
I did see somebody talking about the box office on Instagram. So I guess it made like globally, like way more. Like
oh yeah,
so,
globally it did. Yeah, I was just talking about domestic.
But they were saying that it made 82% of its budget back in the first weekend. And it had over a $400 million budget. And so I had to remind these people of how ticket sales for movies work. Well, it's like, I'm sorry that you're too stupid to realize that the movie theaters get paid to show the movies.
Yeah.
Half. In a lot of cases.
But again, like this Avatar movies are known always but even the first two are known for their legs. So it'll like how well it does at the box office. You're not going to tell because the first one only made like 74 opening weekend. But it made like 65 the second weekend and like 58 third week. It just wouldn't die. I don't think this one. It's not just the fact that it's Avatar, but I think it's just the habits of people in theaters. You're not going to have people going to see this movie like they did back then in the sense of one, repeat viewings, especially a movie that's 45 minutes longer than the other two, which at least the first one. So I'll be curious to see in about 3 to 4 weeks to see where it is from a box office standpoint.
Yeah. Plus they'll re-release it like 4 times in the next year. Just to kind of bump those scores up a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what, I mean, what was it? Was it Endgame? When Endgame like finally passed it, James Cameron re-released it for like 2 weeks to make that number closer.
Yeah, that was really annoying.
For the first Avatar. Not the last Airbender. Anyway. Cool. Thank you, sir. So, all right. So I and my wife Jennifer went to see my favorite young actress, Miss Sidneth Sweeneth, um, who really does have good genes, mind you.
Yes.
Uh, so we went to see The Housemaid. It's a psychological thriller directed by Paul Feig. Feig. How do you say it?
Feige.
Feige. No, that's Kevin Feige.
No, I know. I'm pretty sure. Like I've heard people pronounce
Oh,
his name like
I
that
always
too.
thought it was Paul Feig. Feig. I don't know. And it's adapted from the Frida McFadden best-selling 2022 novel by the same
Which I
name.
did not know that. I was
Yeah,
today years old.
well, I was in the movie theater years old when I saw it based on. So here's the thing. There's one reason I wanted to see it. Sydney Sweeney. so
Who else is even in this?
so it's got Amanda
Oh,
Seyfried's.
that's who it is. Yeah, I like
So
her.
she has lost a tremendous amount of weight. Um,
Since when?
like like she's never been overweight or anything like that. She's just like almost too skinny. And I'm not trying to judge her or shame her or anything like that. I mean, she's still beautiful. She is a great underrated actress. If you have
Yeah,
not
she is.
seen the movie In Time with the stupid,
Dude.
handsome, ultra talented Justin Timberlake,
Yeah.
fuck that guy for being so handsome and ultra talented and multifaceted. Run, don't walk to your nearest streaming service where it's playing after you're done listening to the episode. Anyway, so it's Sydney, Amanda Seyfried's, Brandon Skellner.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then it's got Michael Monroney, who doesn't have a whole lot. He plays Enzo, the Italian groundskeeper, which he definitely was kind of in a pseudo groundskeeper Willie role there. And then Elizabeth Perkins, who you had to look and be like, is that Elizabeth Perkins? That is Elizabeth Perkins. Elizabeth Perkins, who played Evelyn Winchester, who is Brandon Skellner's Andrew Winchester's son or mom. Sorry. I did not realize I had seen Brandon Skellner in something. So he was in Drop.
Yeah, he's in Drop. He was in what else he was in? I've seen him in a couple of things this year or the last year or so.
So he was in The Housemaid, Drop, Green and the Gold, and then he was in This Ends With Us, that Blake Lively
Oh,
movie.
that's the other thing. I didn't see that. But
and then I haven't watched it, but I added to my list as soon as it hits a streaming service because I never watch it. Emily the Criminal with Aubrey Plaza.
I still haven't watched that.
But yeah, then he was in Midway in 2019, the war movie. He was in Vice, that with the Christian Bale as what's his name, the former vice president guy, Dick Cheney. So,
Okay.
but yeah, and then he's Spencer Dutton in 1923. That's what you actually know him from.
That's what it is. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
So, and he played Henry for a couple episodes in Westworld in 2022. But so that being said, this movie, like when you watch the preview, you're thinking, oh, Sydney Sweeney, she's the housemaid. She's gonna seduce the husband. She's gonna try and become the kid's mom. It led it to be very much like that, like for people who didn't read the book. And then no, it was very much the dad that rocks the cradle. So Brandon Skellner, who his Andrew, is crazy. Like he's legitimately crazy. He had allegedly killed a previous fiance. He was like, we were led to believe that Nina, Amanda Seyfried's character, was crazy and bipolar and just nuts. And then that she was trying to kill Millie, Sydney Sweeney's character. And they had a daughter, Cecilia, who she's kind of a background character, but like still it was like it added to it. Anyway, so the movie happens and you go through it and it happens like you think it's gonna happen. Like he ends up seducing Sydney Sweeney, and they have sex, they get together, she leaves, Nina leaves, and then the start of the third act is Nina's story in the flashback. It doesn't sound like it should work, and it worked great.
It really sounds. That reminds me of how they did Gone Girl.
Mm-hmm. Very similar to Gone Girl, in that fashion, and you get the whole thing with her, and then the little girl's like, well, we can't just leave Millie behind, and then Nina does the right thing, and we catch back up to the present, and then the last half of the third act is like Millie is like when Andrew starts to mess around with Millie the way he did Nina, he gets his fuck around and find out moments. I'm just gonna leave it at that because I don't want to spoil too much of this because there's a lot of really cool like sight body horror things in this. It's definitely like thriller. There's a lot of suspense. It just does a really good job. Like you're like, who is this Enzo character? And you learn about him in specifically in Nina's flashbacks and stuff like that. So I don't think you need to see this one in the theater, but you definitely like should watch it. Like especially like if you're a fan of any of the three main actors. Like I think they all kill it. They all have great chemistry together. They do really well as a cast telling the story. Elizabeth Perkins' hair is fantastic. So very Brigitte Nielsen in Rocky IV. But yeah, no, I actually enjoyed it. Obviously, it gets the Sweeney bump. I did come down in my score a little bit from when I first, like my initial score. I initially came out with a 6.8, and I realized that was kind of high, and settled in at 6.5. I think it's a really good score. I will rewatch this as soon as it hits like under $7.99 or lower on Apple. I'll probably buy it because I'd like to watch it again.
And how long is it?
The length is, let me see here. How long is it? Oh, it's the exact perfect time for a movie.
Oh, it's that short? I thought it was long.
It's 131 minutes. It's actually, I'm not gonna lie. It's about 12 minutes too long.
Oh, okay. Because I thought it was almost 2 hours or something.
Yeah, it's just a little over 2 hours. Like if they got it under 2 hours, it would be a little bit tighter. And there's just some like repetitive like house cleaning that they could take out that really wouldn't change one thing or the other. Okay. I will say the end has a great twist. Like after everything happens.
What a twist!
What a twist! But yeah, so highly recommend it. Is it the best movie you're going to see in 2025? No. If you are interested in seeing Sydney Sweeney's, they do make an appearance. A nice little cameo.
Sydney Sweeney's.
What?
I like that.
Well, I have to be a little perverted somehow. Anyway. All right, let's move on to Fallout. Season 2, episode 1. I have to say I'm actually disappointed. Well, I was disappointed that Amazon just put out one episode. But then after watching the one episode, I realized the previously on season 1 of Fallout was like a half hour long. So it made the episode seem like it was like forever long. On the rewatch, I'm a little upset that they didn't put out at least a second episode, but I get it. They want to milk this for all they can because this was one of their
Yeah.
2024 cash cows.
Yes. Correct.
So real quick, just some positives. I have a couple. My negatives are all nitpicks, by the way. I really don't have anything negative to say. Positives, it looks amazing still. I think just following Lucy and the ghoul. What is Walton Goggins' character's name?
It's the ghoul. Oh, Cooper, like
Cooper,
in the
yeah.
real world.
Yeah. So, but following Lucy and the Ghoul, which would be a great band name, it is. It's just super fun. Like they are a great like mismatched odd couple as Lucy is still learning how to operate in the real world, and Cooper the Ghoul is, learning how to actually care about someone.
Yeah, they're back and forth because they're such different characters. Which, like you said, she's trying to figure out that she's trying to learn, and luckily he's with her to cover her ass when her stupidity would get her killed. The people in the wasteland, they're not the golly gee nice people that she thought she grew up with,
Right?
Or she sort of grew up with in the vault. It's like welcome to the party of the real world, pal.
Oh,
and like her naivete is such a good comic piece where we first get them and they have a plan, and she's trying to talk her way out of the plan because she doesn't want to kill someone.
Right. What about Plan C, where we all just get along?
Yeah.
Although she is a pretty good shot with the gun.
Yes. And again, we talked about this in the first season, is you see why she's so good at what she is, because they did. That's one of the things we introduce her is all the things that they do in the vault to have people prepared.
Yeah.
It's not like, how does she know? We saw.
Right, because she's not some like Mary Sue. We talked about this last year when we talked about the show. Like they painstakingly showed us how the people in the vault train for the whatnots of the real world, and she put in the work. Like she worked harder than everybody else because of she wanted to be a vault admin or whatever. I will say one of my favorite, like I'm gonna say it's probably like the C or D story, is Norm, her brother, who is the only one in Vault 31 now, with his robot brain and all the frozen people. He's played by Moises Arias, and I just keep waiting for Asa Butterfield to show up and just like kick the shit out of him in the shower.
Oh, that's where he's from. Yeah.
So he played Bozo in Ender's Game. But he's also like, he was in Pitch Perfect 3. He was, he's done a lot of stuff. I guess he was on Wizards of Waverly Place. So I think he got started with like Disney Channel stuff. But I really like Norm as a character. And he had one of my favorite lines in the show where the head in a brain, or the brain in a can, was like, well, you only have 2 rational choices. And he's like, well, I have a whole bunch of irrational choices. So it's like, yes, you do, my friend. And let's keep that energy. But yeah, it was, I will say this, there, like, where was Aaron Motten? Where was Maximus in this episode? Like, that's my biggest nitpick. Like, I wanted to see what was happening with the Brotherhood, especially after what happened.
Right.
What we got with Hank McLean, I think was enough to get us where we need to go. And his Brotherhood suit is pretty freaking cool. And I'm sitting there watching it. I'm trying to decide if it's CGI or real. I feel like it's real. It looks real. It moves real because it's not like super flowy or anything. The way he walks in it, and like when he was drinking the cup of coffee, like he had to figure out how to adjust it in the gauntlet to drink it. It is just cool as shit. And if it's real, thank you Fallout team for giving us a practical mech suit.
Yeah,
Now,
and
I mean,
they
it's
move
made of
just like.
foam, I'm sure, but
Well, I was about to say I love how they move because that's how it is in the game. These things aren't like super
right.
smooth. Like they're very cumbersome, but they're very powerful.
I do want there to be a scene where Maximus looks to Dane and goes, "Dane, where is my super suit?"
So yes, I just did a quick look at, and it looks like they are practical
Okay, yeah. I mean,
effects.
I thought it was great. I love the whole design of it. I thought it just worked really, really well. Um, so we do have something where we differ on this, and I do want to talk about that. But like,
Mhm.
what is it that you liked about the episode?
So, well, I again, I love the whole Lucy Ghoul storyline. That's like my favorite part of this. And then you throw in Maximus, which like your nitpick was, which is one of my issues, is not having him, not seeing what's going on with him after what we got at the end of season one. I did. I'm I'm holding off on what we get with Hank because obviously this is New Vegas, and unfortunately, I did not get a chance to play through that game. They moved when I started playing it on the PS Plus. They ended up removing it like a month later, unfortunately. So hopefully that means they're doing a remaster, but I doubt it. So I'm holding off on that because I think that is important. Uh, I when the Richard is it Richard House or is it something else house? Like
I think it's Richard House. Yeah.
okay. So that stuff is I understand the necessity of us going back a little bit in the past and seeing some of the stuff going on. I will also say it wasn't bad in season 1, don't get me wrong. It was probably some of my least favorite stuff of the show is going back. Now, with that being said, I think they're going to tie the past and the present up, especially what we saw with Hank,
Mm-hmm.
maybe quicker. I don't think we need to have a flashback to the past throughout the whole season of every episode. I, I kind of think they're going to do that. Um, but I'm not a huge, when done right, it's fine. And I don't think they did anything wrong per se. It's just, for example, seeing the him with Richard House with the workers in the parking lot in the beginning of the episode.
Robert, it's Robert House.
Robert. So okay, it's Robert. Okay. Uh, looking back on that, like watching it was fine, but looking back on that, I actually probably wanted a little bit more mystery, maybe with the device. So that's an absolute nitpick on my part. I don't want to spend too much time in the past and us going back and forth too often. And now, if they keep it to one segment
Mm-hmm.
of that episode, okay, that's fine. But and they might do that now that we have Cooper meeting up with him with Robert,
Mm-hmm.
and they might truncate that to one segment. If they do that, that's fine. I just want to focus on what's most important, and that's the present day.
So I'll agree with you. I don't want it to be like something that is spread throughout the episodes. I want it to be the stinger at the start of every episode this season.
That would
Like,
I could do that.
but I liked it. But I'd like it to be like 4 or 5 minutes
Well,
long.
yeah, that's fine. That's fine with me.
But
Like
because
I just want them to be intentional,
I really
more
liked
in.
it, and
Yeah,
I really like Justin Theroux as an actor.
right. I
And
do like.
watching Justin Theroux play a bad guy is a special kind of fun because he's so damn likable, like as an actor. Um, and he has such like dramatic range as an actor. There's a lot that he can do. I mean, just like Walton Goggins, just like Kyle MacLachlan. Um, just like we're gonna find out Ella Purnell can do as well, because I think she's really good too. But I just want to see like the setup of it all in the past, right? And then I want to see how the plan has utterly failed in the present because they can't account for the amount of time that has passed.
And I wonder, I'm curious, and to wonder if part of my issue with, and again, when I say issue, it's not like I don't like what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
but part of my wanting to stay in the present is my familiarity and knowing how much stuff there is in the present to go over
Mm-hmm.
as far from a game standpoint, because what we find out information in the past, obviously by reading and by listening to audio files and stuff in the games, and that's not something necessarily you want to do the whole, do throughout the whole series. So I understand having those flashbacks. That just takes the place of what you would find walking through the world of Fallout 3 or Fallout 4. So I do get that. So I'm just curious. I'm wondering if that's part of the reason. Is just because of how many hundreds of hours I've been in Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, and just wanting to see more of that world, the wasteland. I mean, that could be it. I don't know. Just a food for thought. But yeah, as long as they're intentional with the way they use the past, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
It's just a nitpick for this episode.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's like I do think it's a nitpick that the Brotherhood wasn't in there, because you have to reestablish the season somehow,
Right.
and like I would have swapped the Brotherhood for what was happening in Vault 33, for example, because
Yeah, that's enough.
I
Yeah.
don't care about those characters.
Yeah.
Like the whole
Right.
like baby and Chet Jr. and he's like, well, my dad was Chet Jr. and she's like, great, Chet Jr. It is. I'm a Cyclops.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. I had no interest in that storyline. And again, who knows? Because I mean, season 1 was really good. So
yeah.
I mean, they've
season 1 was not perfect. It did not.
No.
It did not have 8 great episodes. It had 6 great episodes, and then another 3/4 of a really good episode in the
Yes.
couple where it struggled. So, okay, out of 5 exploding heads for everyone, what do you give this one?
3.35 out of 10. I mean, it's a good start. I really needed that 18-minute long recap because I didn't get a chance to rewatch. Like I did want to rewatch season 1, but yeah, it's a good start, and I'm curious to see more about Robert House, his character, and also the fact that some of these characters are a lot older than they appear to be. So I'm looking forward to that and seeing where we go from there.
Yeah, no. So I'm at a 3.2, so we're right in the same range. I wanted to see more of the Brotherhood. I think based on the preview for what's coming this season, we're definitely gonna get more of the Brotherhood. I could do with less of Vault 33, and I really like what's happening with Norm, and then obviously the Ghoul and Lucy is why we're tuning in.
And by the way, in both Fallout games, 3, like any chance I get to join the Brotherhood, I always do. It's like, fuck, they have that armor. Like, please.
You and your mech.
Not even
you're already in a mech. I don't see why you need to play being in another mech.
What are you talking about?
The human body is a mech. Like you are not your body. You are your
But
brain,
can that mech
your
take
eyes.
down a death claw?
Well, no. It is the least efficient. We are the least efficient mech that has ever existed, right?
And you haven't even really seen a death claw yet.
I don't even know what that is. It gets tired. It's made of brittle.
Did you ever play?
No, I've never played any of the games. I've played the Vault game on the iPhone.
No. Did you ever play Resident Evil games?
No.
Okay, never mind. Good grief.
It's a first-person shooter. You know I'm not playing that.
No, third person.
Is it? Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I was never interested in those kind of games. I don't know.
Oh, those games are all. Oh, well, because you don't like horror, so.
Well, that's true too. But that is a great segue, talking about how much I don't like horror. Moving into the movie Him. So this just came out on Peacock. This was, I would say, this was on like the outside of my top 10 for movies that I wanted to see this year. Um, for the simple reason that it had Marlon Wayans in a thrillery, like, um, terrifying kind of way.
Yeah. So I will say I had no real interest to see this movie, even though like I was piqued by my curiosity was piqued seeing the trailer with him and as for him being Marlon Wayans, but overall I was just like
Yeah.
because they tried to do the thing where it's like hey brought to you by the one who did Get Out and Jordan Peele, which I find is vastly overrated. Like
Mhm.
his movies are extremely overrated.
But he
Uh,
was the producer
but
on
he was
this,
the
which
producer.
doesn't
Yeah,
mean he was actually involved in it at all. He just put some money
right.
into it.
So again, when people they try to do that with movies, and a lot of times with me, it kind of backfires where it's like even if I didn't because I didn't realize at first he had nothing really to do with this
Hmm.
as far as being a director or writer or whatnot. But this is one of those movies that I'm glad I saw it, and it's a frustrating movie.
Hmm.
I'll to start off, it's a frustrating movie because one, I will say it was better than I was expecting,
Hmm.
but at the same time, it could have been so much better.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, I will agree with that wholeheartedly. I think so. Looking at the movie, um, I'm gonna do the same thing. What I liked, I loved the look and the feel of the film. Um, it was written and directed by uh, Justin Tipping, who he did the movie Kicks in 2016. He directed 2 episodes of The Chai. I don't know if you watched that show.
I have not.
He did he did an episode of that Netflix like really super racist black show Dear White People. Um, and so I when I saw that I was like, oh, okay, I'm kind of like on the edge here about like if I want to see this because of this guy, but like again, it had Marlon Wayans in it. Marlon Wayans in serious stuff is like it's just you have for me it's a must watch because of Requiem for Your Dream. Um, I knew nothing about Tyreek Withers. I actually completely forgot that he was in the remake of or I guess the sequel of I Know What You Did Last Summer
Oh, which I
because
haven't seen yet.
it was so bad. Um, I actually I didn't even watch the whole thing because I just fast forwarded to the end. So I have 3 movies now that I have like it gets a 1, but also it gets DNF, did not finish. So I Know What You Did Last Summer gets that. Honey Don't gets that, and
Oh, honey, don't.
always, dude, it was bad. And then I just couldn't finish it. And then One Battle After Another, we tried to watch, and I tapped out after 20 minutes, and she was already asleep.
No.
So I just couldn't. Like, you want to talk about bad sound editing? Like that takes you out of a movie. Anyway, so him is the story of Cameron Cade, known as Cam. He he's a he's a prospect for the USAFF, right, or the USFF, the United States Football Federation. I'm assuming that's what it stood for. And I don't think they ever said it.
They never said no. They didn't.
But
I don't
that, I
think they
mean,
ever said.
so I like to think of it as the United States Future Foundation. Um, but anyway, that being said, so he's this little kid at the beginning of the movie, and he loves watching Isaiah White, who is Marlon Wayans' character, who is like the Tom Brady of you know the football league. He's got 8 rings by the time like Cam's older and everything. But he gets hurt like really bad, possibly career-ending injury. And Cam's dad tells him like, "Look, you got to be willing to sacrifice. Real men make sacrifices. So then Cam's dad dies, and before Cam's dad died, he was wanting to get out of football, and then his dad died, and he's like, well, I got to play for my dad. And so he's training, he's like getting ready to do the combine, and he gets attacked. And so the ball is spinning like supernaturally on the field, right? And I knew something was going to happen to him. I thought the upright was going to fall over and hit him in the head.
That's what I thought.
Okay,
because it was
good.
Because the way it was reverberating.
Yeah, because the ball was doing it, and it was like the world was shaking, and the field goal was shaking, and I was like, holy shit. And it kept showing the bolts. And I'm like, oh, so it's Chekhov's bolts. Like, we see them sometimes happen. And then this goat dude shows up and hits him with a fucking axe in the back of the head. Or top of the head, as the case may be.
Yeah.
Dude, I jumped. I didn't like make a noise, but I literally like jumped when he was there, and then conk.
Yeah.
And then we cut to like they're in this hospital, and like I really like the way they did it because we didn't hear everything the doctor was saying to his mom because they were whispering.
Yeah.
And I really, really liked that because like he's now, what we caught was because of this injury, he's at risk of permanent brain damage if he gets hit again or gets hurt again, or any kind of and he can't do any kind of overstimulation while he's got his concussion. So then his agent and his cousin talk him into going to the combine, and then he freaks out while he's there and doesn't participate. It was really fun watching Tom, his agent, like be like, look, you know about Cameron Cade. He's not like I love the just the agent spin. I thought
the agent
really
doing their thing. Yeah.
And then it turns out that Isaiah wants him to come to his compound and train with him for a week. And I really liked how it was split into 7 chapters, and each chapter had a title, and you finally got to, sacrifice. I will say the supporting cast was really interesting. So you had Julia Fox, who played Elise, who is Marlon Wayans' wife. She's like a model, I guess. But she was really good. She was a very interesting character. I liked how they just kind of painted her skin white, like super white. You had Tim Heidecker, who is a very funny comedian, who was Cam's manager. And he's almost unrecognizable as Cam's manager because he's missing his trademark beard. Like, he doesn't have a big bushy beard, but he always has a beard. And then one of my favorite stand-ups played Marco, Isaiah's personal doctor, Jim Jeffries, who definitely meets a horrific end. And in that scene where Elise is chopping him up is like what is she doing? And then you find out the aftermath there. And then Maurice Green as Malik, who is the trainer and the Billy Goat, who is Maurice is a UFC fighter.
So for me, the cast is take it or leave it. Honestly,
but
I didn't really, other than Marlon Wayans, who I thought he did an excellent job. Now, as far as the main character, what's the actor's name again? So I don't know if this was, so I don't know if it was a decision from the director, the script, and him working together, because he was so bland.
Well, you have to remember he's still suffering from the concussion at this point.
Yeah, still, no.
I liked that he had that kind of 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah, but even before he gets hurt, he still has that.
Sure.
So
it also led me to believe it made me think, is any of this real? Is he dead?
Again,
is he in hell?
We'll get into that later, but again, it, this is it's not a nitpick because it's not that he was bad, but he didn't bring. And again, if that was a choice, he played that choice well. So it's one of those things where if that they decided they wanted to play that character like that, that's fine. I didn't like it. I thought he could have been, and there are instances where I see some under the surface of him, of who he is or who this character is. But Marlon Wayans, I thought was great.
Hmm.
I loved the cinematography and some of those,
Oh
the
yeah.
choices of the shots. It did such a fine job differentiating itself,
Hmm.
but that actually comes with a cost later, and that begins. I'm not spoiling it, but that like the way the movie ended, based on where we were going and how it ended. It was if any of you have seen, and I thought this right away, a Cabin in the Woods or a
Hmm.
Ready or Not movie, in more than one way, it has a similar type feel as the ending of what we're dealing with. The difference in those movies is throughout those movies, the tone stayed true to that ending. And this movie, the ending that we got, because as you mentioned, in the text before, there were a couple other endings, alternate endings that would have worked for me better, especially this,
Yeah.
like you said, the
No, I
second one
agree.
would
Yeah.
have worked so much better than what we got. Uh, that ending we got, when you talk about a movie that is taking itself seriously, and yes, it's an oddball movie with the
Hmm.
cinematography, some of the choices, and just the weirdness of it, which is fine. But then you take me out of it with that ending where it was just I did not like it at all, and it causes me. It's one of those things where an ending is not going to make a bad movie good.
Right.
Um,
Right.
a bad ending can make a solid movie. Not bad, but less. And this is definitely one of the latter
Hmm.
where yes, this movie is not perfect, but it had enough going for it, enough uniqueness and enough like questions as far as like you just said, is this real? Is he dead? Did he die? Like it had enough of that like that surrealness to it. You're not sure what's real and what's not. That's what kept me actually kind of like into it, where it's like, okay, I'm still not sure what's going on here.
Right.
I have an idea, but I don't know if I'm right. I could be way off. So
Well,
I did like that part
I
of
think
being unsure.
one of the issues that I had with it was there were like some really cool visual elements that they used early on in the movie that they kind of just got away from. But then when they brought them back, they were like gimmicky and less so the example of when he's doing drills and he's taking hits and he keeps going up against this one linebacker, keeps getting the best of him, and Isaiah takes him aside and he's like, "Are you gonna let what is gonna happen here?" And they run it back one more time, and then the two of them hit, and then one of them goes down, and they're like, having concussion syndromes, like what we saw with Tua when they played the Bengals last year. And it's like, holy crap, Cade is dead. They just killed Cade. And then it turns out that, it was the opposite of that. And
Yeah,
like I thought that was just it was such a fantastic visual. It was a great subversion of what you thought was
yeah,
going to happen. And there were other like when Marjorie attacked Cade in the sauna and
hmm
then Isaiah kills her. Like that was also a huge like subversion because you thought, holy shit, like Tariq's gonna kill this lady, and like there there could have been more of that, and I think it would have added to things. Um, but they did spend a lot of time showing Cade as this like reserved, respectful guy. And then, like you said, with the end fell off the rails. So, not to be too like spoilery or anything, but there were um, two endings that I guess they filmed. And like this makes me want to get the physical media of it now to
Hmm.
see if they're going to
So
be
you can
on
actually
there.
see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the first one, Isaiah's revealed to have survived the beating that Cam gives him, and he's watching Cam shown winning their version of the Super Bowl with the San Antonio Saviors, revealing that Cam signed the contract that was offered to him at the end of the movie. The other one, which I think sounds great, is it reveals that Cam joined a different team and managed to win the championship with them, seemingly without any of the rituals and other outside demonic forces that Isaiah used. And the film ends with Cam staring at a spinning football, hinting that despite not selling his soul, the entity will still follow Cam for the rest of his career and possibly the rest of his life.
So is
Um,
this a little Inception type thing, like
I
the spinning
yeah,
top?
I think maybe because here's the other thing is he was drinking Isaiah's blood,
Yeah.
and like they were never like super clear about that. Like, yeah, he was getting Isaiah's blood intravenously because it said Isaiah Washington or Isaiah White on the blood bag. But I would have liked to seen like one scene where it shows them preparing one of the drinks that they gave him because they told him it was an energy drink.
Hmm.
Um and like mixing it in and having it be some other like having it be a ritual that they make for him. Does that make
Right.
sense?
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
think that would have added to a lot of it as well. And like as he got more aggressive, like as he drank more of it, he got more aggressive, and you see
Mhm.
that, but you don't correlate those two things together because,
Right.
like,
Yeah.
unless you read about it in the summary or dive deep like we have, like you don't, you know, you don't get it. Um, but yeah, I will say, I know you're the sound nerd for movies, but I really like the sound in this movie. Like it
Yeah.
had this really like social network quality to the underlying like sound.
Yeah. I like the technical aspects of this movie for the most part. I really enjoyed, and it, and to your point, for those some of those I won't call them gimmicks because they worked well,
Hmm.
like the one with the linebacker. But then going back to it the way they did
Yeah,
during the fight at
yeah,
the end, that kind of
yeah.
cheapened that for me.
I agree. Like I think that made that less special what happened earlier in the movie,
Yeah.
and they could have handled that the other way. So,
Yeah.
yeah, the woman who her name's Kira Kelly was the cinematographer for this. Um, so
Yeah.
she has done Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Oh, that's interesting.
13th. Oh, she did Pop Star. Nice.
Pop star. That's a
Never
old school.
stopping. I love that
Yeah.
movie. Uh, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, she's done a bunch, and then she's done a bunch of TV. Well, she did. I forgot they made Why the Last Man into a series.
Oh, they did.
I'm so sad that they did. Uh,
Oh gosh, that was
that
so
was
bad.
like they did to Why the Last Man what they did to Last of Us with the second game. Anyway, um,
Yeah.
but yeah, uh, regardless, this movie is fun. Um, so out of 10, QB1 blood is way better than wide receiver 2 blood. What do you give this?
I give it a 5.2. A lot of that has to do with the ending, but there were some mistakes through. And as I mentioned, I was talking about Cabin in the Woods and Ready or Not. If they were going to keep that ending, which is a bad ending, this ending is bad. This movie has to be more of a dark comedy. But after watching the movie, it's more they needed to change that ending instead of changing the tone because the
Yeah.
tone to me is right for the movie. This I don't think this works as well being a dark comedy. Uh, I don't say I'm not saying it couldn't work well, but I liked the idea, a lot of the ideas, and a good amount of the execution in the first couple acts, and most actually even the third act, except for that the final that final scene. So
I
5.2.
like the final scene where he's walking away and he's
Yeah,
got the axe and like the jets are flying overhead. And
yeah,
there's like
that
the
was
red, white, and blue.
so.
It was so over the top, but it's like
Yeah, which I
America.
don't mind the over the top. Yeah, I don't mind that over the topness
Yeah.
of that. It's just that things that preceded it.
No, you're right.
But yeah, I'm frustrated because I thought, one, I was surprised how that I liked it even as much as I did based on what my expectations. But then I comes the frustration for the ending that they chose, especially reading. Which, by the way, I did find those endings on YouTube. So after this, I'm going to watch it to
Send me the links,
see how
please.
they look.
Um,
But yeah, 5.2 out of 10. It definitely better than I thought. Even if you're like 5.2, well, if you see the ending, you'll understand why. Because
Yeah.
that's almost the full point that I deducted from that ending,
yeah,
personally.
yeah. So, very good. I gave it a 5.7, and after giving my score, I went and checked the Rotten Tomato score, and I was in line with the audience score for this,
Yeah,
which I thought was pretty funny, which is pretty rare for me. I'm either way higher or way lower than the audience.
right.
But the critics gave it a 30%. But I think 5.7, like 57%, is like right in line with where this movie is. Like it's a solid like middle of the tier movies.
Hmm.
It's got some really good stuff. It's got some really bad stuff. I think overall the acting was really good in this movie for what it was. Because I imagine it was hard to do some of that stuff with a straight face.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, too, is I watched it yesterday and I went back and I watched I didn't watch the whole thing today. I just kind of like spot watched it.
Hmm.
But I found myself enjoying it just as much, and the tension was still there, even
Yeah.
knowing what was coming. So I think
Right.
that is
That's interesting. Yeah.
is a testament to uh, Justin Tipping's script and his direction as
Yeah.
much as it is to the acting. And I do like it, this. I would liken this. Okay, so I said the handmaid, the housemaid was like the dad that rocks the cradle, right? This is Any Given Sunday with a demon.
Th- it definitely had Any Given Sunday vibes.
Just total vibes.
Yeah, absolutely. Which
Like
again, one of my favorite. I love that movie.
I honestly think they could have tied this into the Keanu Reeves Al Pacino devil movie, Devil's Advocate,
Devil's Advocate.
and
Yeah.
had Al Pacino show up as the devil in this and be like, "You look, but you don't touch. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go." Yes, I know he says Attica. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed this. I definitely think I would I want to watch these scenes that you send over, but I think I would like to get this on physical media just to have all that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because what I would do is I
I
would watch it up to the point,
and then
stop it, and then watch it with the alternate
yeah,
ending.
there are just some things that are just so interesting about this movie.
Like
And I'm
not
not
gonna
even
lie,
going
I
back.
kind of want to see like him too. Like I would like to see like Cam at the end of his career having done it right up to a point where then he goes back to Isaiah's compound and he's like, "Come on, Moloch, let's go."
Yeah.
Like that would be really interesting because Cam did have like a certain level of integrity that Isaiah didn't have.
Yes, absolutely.
So, anyway, all right. Well, man, we went long again this week. We're at an hour 15.
I mean, we did have like four things we were
We
reviewing,
did.
and
We
then
had a
we had
lot
a
more
20-minute
stuff.
New York Football Giants podcast
Hey,
beginning too.
hey, we talk about Michigan football plenty. On
Yeah,
this
we're not talking about
podcast.
Michigan football anytime soon.
Yeah, we're definitely not because like wow, just wow.
Now, Michigan basketball, yeah, I can talk about that.
We're not a basketball podcast because if we were, we would talk about the Detroit Pistons. basketball program. Anyway,
No, they're NBA. We don't talk about NBA stuff.
see, I would. I'm back to the point where I'm like, I much prefer the pro stuff to the college stuff because the transfer portal.
Well, I could see that, but I don't want to see guys like walking 15, taking 15 steps before they put up a shot and not getting called. So.
I mean, that's definitely a thing. All right. So real quick, Merry Christmas wherever you are. Happy Hanukkah.
Animals.
If you don't celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah, I got nothing for you.
Happy Kwanzaa.
We
just watched Bad Santa and Bertie Mac was like Happy Kwanzaa.
I've never seen that one either.
Oh, dude!
I've seen a lot of movies, and there are like some classics that I've just never watched.
Dude, that movie,
yeah.
I
understand.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, we will be off next week. I'll be out of town. Won't have my gear with me, so we will be back in the new year, right? Yeah,
with some of our best of.
We're gonna start putting together our best of lists, and then we'll kick it off from there. So thank you all for listening. Have a great Christmas. Have a great Hanukkah. If you don't celebrate these two things, like I said, we got nothing for you. But thank you for a great 2025. It's been a lot of fun. Darryl, any last words?
2026 gonna be even better.
Gonna be lit. All right. Thank you all for listening. Remember, be infamous. The Infamous Podcast is recorded in Kings Mills, Ohio, just north of Cincinnati. You can find new episodes every Sunday on Apple Podcast, YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcast, our website, or anywhere podcasts are downloaded. This show is hosted by Darryl Jasper and me, Brian Tudor. To find more information about the show, visit us at infamouspodcast.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Infamous Podcast to keep up with the show. We also have a Patreon page, patreon.com/infamouspodcast. We have some great rewards for our patrons and are looking for help to grow the show to bring you more of the content you want to hear. Music for this podcast is provided by Michael Henry from meetmichaelhenry.com. So, whenever you're listening to us, have a great day, night, evening, weekend, whenever it is, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.